All right, everyone. Happy Monday. Good morning. It's a beautiful day outside. I always say Mondays are a day for renewal. So let's keep this a happy Monday. These are the rules of the 187 District Court. I'm trying to keep the well of the court as least congested as possible. So attorneys, when you wish to speak to a prosecutor, just grab your file. They have the boxes on the side and just place your file with them and then have a seat. They're going to call you in the order in which you'll appear. When you want to approach the court, do not approach the court without conferring with the state, conferring with your client, then just let the clerk know. The clerk will place your file up, and have a seat, and you'll go in the order in which you'll receive. Trust me, nobody's going to skip over anyone. If you're first, you're first. If you're last, you're going to be last. So let's make this a great Monday. There is an issue with the inmates being brought out. So here's the thing, everyone, be patient, put some patience in your pocket. When you see somebody else losing patience, if you have a little extra, share it with them. So I'm going to call the docket. Let me know you're here. If I don't know that you're here, what's going to end up happening is a warrant may be issued for your arrest. Then your Monday is going to turn into a difficult Monday for you and for your attorney, who has plans on the time that they need to be in each court. And when you're not here or a warrant is issued, that throws off their schedule. Rick Anthony Contreras. Rick Anthony Contreras. Michael Rosas. Michael Rosas. Am I pronouncing that last name correct? Thank you. Carlos Castillo. Thank you. Juan Antonio Garcia. Thank you. Jordan I.
Present.
Tommy Coker.
Present.
Thank you. All right, thank you. Christopher Black. Thank you. Sean Smith.
He's in federal custody.
All right, thank you. Aiden Silva. Sorry. All right. Brandon Sierra. If there is a Ryan Alvarado, your case has been closed. Victoria Mesquias. Thank you. Cameron Salazar. Megan Tierney. Naran Alexander. Autumn Bouldin. Thank you. Trey Dion Johnson.
We're present.
Thank you. Guillermo Camacho. Guillermo Camacho. Karen Munoz. Karen Munoz. Jason Galfo. How do you pronounce that? Is it Galfo? Bradley Castillo. Alonzo Taylor. Alonzo Taylor. All right. Ziania Para. Ziania Para. Philippe Ibarra. Fernando Zepeda. Dan Valadares.
He's in the building on his major.
All right. Ashia Nixon. Ashia Nixon. Dion Batchelor.
Yes, please.
All right, thank you. Lisette Salas. Melissa Carlson. Daniel Brown. Araceli Robles. Brandon Fletcher is zooming in. All right, they have a defendant listed as Robert Porter, who's represented by Robert Porter. So Robert Porter representing Robert Porter. Robert, I appreciate that you're on time. A warrant will not be issued for your arrest. All right, is there anyone here who came in late or your name was not called? Yes, what is your name? All right, just 1 second. Let me turn off the fan. All right, repeat your name again. Spell the last name. Do you have a case number or SID number? All right, just give us a moment. I'm sorry, one other question. Do you have an attorney? Who? I'm sorry, who? All right, we're going to see if we can get your attorney here. Anyone else whose name wasn't called? Okay.
Hello, Judge. Good morning. Rodrigo Rojas, 2022 CR 4500.
Yes. All right, just give us a moment. All right, everyone, please have a seat. I'm not finished with the docket. So these are the people who are in jail. So attorneys, if you want your client brought up, just let the deputies know. And before I move on with the people who are in custody, is there anyone else who's come in late or your name wasn't called? All right, so these are the jail lists. Christopher Donaldson, Rodrigo Hasos Rojas, Isabel Sanchez, John Henry Bueno, Robert Alvarez, Sherry Cooper, Jonathan Pena, Christopher Beltran, Leslie Gloria, Michael Hinojosa, Clinique Boyd, Eusebel Sanchez, Richard Ortiz. Thank you. Gregory Garcia, Fernando Rodriguez, Albert Delgado, Manuel Delo, Jimmy Valdez, Reynaldo Esquivel, Jonathan Aguilar, Armando Jimenez, Juan Hernandez, Daniel Granados, Megan Wilhite, Ayana Smith, Kavan Rangel, Ruben Perez. All right. So everyone, please confer. And those people who are in the front row, you need to clear that front row. All right, everyone, please confer. Can I see the files on Daniel Brown and Araceli Robles?
I think it started like going and that's the first time it goes. And I didn't believe in that. It's
Okay. Thank you.
very loose and stuff.
All right, can I see Araceli Robles, please? And I'll let you know when we're on the record.
Okay.
All right. Hi. Oh, no. Stand behind the line. Come on. Everyone needs to whisper. All right, Miss Robles, do you know why you're here? Yes. So what are you not doing? All right, and this is a probation case? Yes.
Give me one.
So what are you not doing? All right, so here's the issue we're having. The issue we're having is that you have a balance. You haven't paid your restitution. You're on probation for possession, 4 to 200 grams. So why are you not paying what you owe?
Or is that separate?
No, that's the $57 you owe to the SAPD for laboratory testing. And then you're behind on your fees. So the question is, why are you not paying?
Well, I have a limit that, I'm only receiving that back on my son, right?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I'm only receiving the SSI from my son, so I'm not currently working that I'm looking for work. I just haven't gotten a job.
How long have you been looking for work? All right, everyone, please whisper. And I'm sorry, you're gonna need to speak up. When's the last time you had full-time employment?
2 years ago, 2.5 years ago.
All right, so you need to get a job. You can't be living off your child's SSI check. He's 20. He needs that money for himself. It's not for you. Do you understand? So are you getting a government check for taking care of him as well? So you're living with your mom, your dad, your niece, and your 20-year-old son. How old is your niece?
7.
So what do you do at the home?
I take care of my, I also look out for my father. And, just that, I'm there with my son and their house, we walk and we things together, but the streets come over.
All right, so here's the thing. You're getting employment. You can't continue. How old are you?
He's on a bond on this case, but.
All right.
he's in jail on this.
You cannot
So I don't know if
continue.
they brought him
All right,
on. I
just
think
1
they did.
second. Everyone, I am trying to keep this area as least congested as possible. Defense attorneys, grab your file from the box, give it to the prosecutor and have a seat. They will take you in the order in which you appear. I guarantee you just standing around hovering over them is not going to help things move quicker. It will be great for them if you do it orderly. Just give them your file, have a seat, they'll take care of you. You need to get employment. You can't continue to live off your son's disability, live off your mom, live off your dad. You understand? So how far did you go in school?
Okay.
All right. Did you go to college or go to a trade school?
Yes.
So what did you go to a trade school for? All right. So what are you doing with that?
No, I didn't keep up with renewing my credit, so I
All right. And I can tell you with this type of case, they're not going to give you your license back. So what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life?
The probation officer told me it was gonna be kind of hard for me to get a regular job.
No, it's not hard for you to get a regular job. They have signs up at McDonald's. They have signs up at Wendy's. They have, now I can tell you this, sometimes people think certain jobs are beneath them, but it's not hard to get a job. It's just there are jobs that people say, I'm not doing that. So you're going to have to knock your pride aside because right now you're a grown person and you're not supporting yourself. You're living off your 20-year-old son's disability check. You're living off your father. You're living off your mother. That's going to stop. You understand? So this is what I want for her. She's going to have employment and you're going to get employment within 30 days. You understand? So, and if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And you're getting drug tested today. So tell me the truth. I'm sorry, what? All right, we're going to give her a drug test today and we're going to alternate amend conditions. I'm going to want employment
Yes, ma'am.
within 30 days.
Mhm.
And there's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. And if the previous judge didn't say it, I'm letting you know, you're not allowed to have an employment as a home healthcare provider. So if you are getting an extra check for taking care of your son, that needs to stop. You understand? All right, and we're going to do a UA today.
Yes, ma'am.
Probation, is there anything else she needs?
Give me a second to look, ma'am.
And, on the balance right now that I owe is at 95.
I'm sorry?
The balance I owe right now is 95.
No, the balance you owe right now is $170.10, but your total balance is $3,900. But I want you to pay that restitution. And what we're going to do is we're going to come up with a payment plan for you, okay? So I'm not going to hit you all at once, but I'm going to want her on a payment plan.
Okay,
Okay.
we can do that. The assigned officer, Officer Salcedo,
Mhm.
she noted on the court summary, on the supplemental report that the probationer had requested intensive outpatient treatment, although she was clean last month.
Mhm.
She stated that she was given drugs by her boyfriend. And the TAP that was completed recommended status followed by aftercare or a lesser modality of intensive outpatient.
Who's your boyfriend?
Emilio Llamas.
I'm sorry, what?
Emilio Llamas.
First name?
Emilio
Emilio.
Yes.
Last name?
Llamas.
Can you spell that?
LLAMAS.
All right.
Llamas.
I'm sorry.
Spelled like llamas.
All right, thank you. All right, there's to be no contact with Emilio Llamas. And let me just tell you something. With regards to Emilio Llamas, if he's giving you drugs and he knows you're on probation and you could be looking at 20 years in prison, he's not your friend. He doesn't love you. You understand? Because if he loved you, he wouldn't be giving you drugs knowing that you're looking at going to prison for 20 years. So that relationship is over. And you can send it to him in a letter, and I'll allow you to put it in a letter or an email or a phone call today. But after today, you are no longer in a relationship with him. You understand? That's yes or no. When's the last time you saw him?
Well, I left him like a week and a half ago.
All right. Well, then she doesn't have to contact him. He already knows the relationship is over. So there's to be no contact with Emilio Llamas. And let's monitor her on her UAs. And you say they're recommending intensive outpatient treatment?
The TAP, and I'm bringing the TAP up right now, Your Honor. The TAP was completed July 13th of this year. The original recommendation was residential treatment via SATIF followed by outpatient or followed by outpatient monthly urinalysis and weekly sober support. Should the court wish to consider a less structured modality, intensive outpatient followed by monthly urinalysis and documented sober support.
Okay. All right. So here's the thing, Ms. Robles. You know you better than I do. You know you better than probation do. This is the time for you to be honest with me so that we can get you the help that you need so you won't come back here. If you need help with a drug problem, I'm willing to give that to you because I want you to be successful. I don't want you to go to prison. But if you tell me you don't have a drug problem, then there's nothing for me to help you with. So you need to be honest with me, okay? I wasn't the judge who placed you on deferred adjudication. So let me ask you a few questions. What drugs have you been using and how often do you use them?
No,
Everyone, make sure your phones are off.
or that I did, or
Well, if you want to say did do, that's up to you. But when's the last time you used? And we're not on the record, so none of this is going to be held against you for a motion to revoke. But I'm trying to figure out who I'm communicating with. So if there's help that you need, we can get you the help that you need. You understand? So it's not a form of punishment. I normally don't look at inpatient treatment to begin with. That's something that I'll give if I see that it's needed over time. You understand? So, but I do need you to be honest with me and honest with probation about your drug use so we can get you the help that you need. So what do you want to say to me? And I know this is probably the first time you're meeting me or the second time you're meeting me, but I believe you can ask any attorney here that when I say that I'm doing this to try to see what help you need, that's the reason why I'm doing it. But if you're going to tell me I don't need any help, you're not going to get any help. And what's going to end up happening when you test positive, a motion to revoke is going to be filed. So anything I need to know? I'm sorry?
I would like to know. I would like this.
Okay, so what are you using? That's what I need to know so I can figure out whether to give you intensive outpatient treatment or just sober meetings or something of that nature. So what do you need help with?
No, I'm not in it. I mean, I have since the last, I think a month and a half ago when I did.
And what did you use?
Methamphetamine.
Okay, so we're going to do intensive outpatient treatment. We're going to start you with intensive outpatient treatment. And if you see that that's not working for you and you need more help, you need to let probation know, you understand? So we're going to do the intensive outpatient treatment with the sober meetings. And let's do a referral to felony drug court and see. Felony drug court is a great program and they'll be able to help you get in the mindset so you can get your life in order, okay?
Your Honor, how frequent did you want the UA tests?
Let's do the UA hotline for her for until she's in intensive outpatient treatment for at least a month.
And the frequency for the 12-step?
She needs to do at least one a week.
One a week.
Now, here's the thing about the 12-step program. If you only need it one time a week, great. But if you need it more than one time a week, that's not going to stop you from completing your probation. Because the thing about sobriety, you need to know what you need to do in order to remain clean and sober. And for some people, it's going to a meeting every day. And they have meetings throughout the city and they have them at all times of the day. So if you ever feel like you're going to use, go to a meeting. All right. All right. Is there anything else you need? All right. You can do this. Otherwise, I wouldn't have accepted your plea bargain agreement. So it's doable. But from here on out, the people you're around, you need to be careful. And if anybody is trying to interfere with your sobriety or make you do something that could potentially send you to prison, they are not your friend and they do not love you. You understand? All right. Good luck to you. All right. Daniel Brown. All right, Daniel Brown, do you know that you're on, I believe you're on deferred adjudication for aggravated robbery? Do you know what the range of punishment is for that offense? Or life? So why are you not doing your UAs?
But the last 2 A's that I did show up at was at Winkers. I checked in and it was already after 4. I guess they closed. You can check my phone. I did the text messages and everything. I told my officer. And then I told him if I can go to the site over there, which is every Tuesday. But he scheduled me Friday to come.
Well, they
out.
say you haven't submitted a UA since your release from ISF. So it started with April 2022, no UA, May 22, no UA, June 22, no UA. Probation, when's the last time he's done a UA? When's the last time you've done a UA?
July.
You said, Your Honor, we're having technical difficulties.
No problem. Because I've had 2 supplemental reports on you. And I'm not going to, this is the last supplemental report I'm getting from probation. The next time I'm signing a motion to revoke, and I'm going to ask them to file a motion to revoke. You understand? So you had better start doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Now, with the time frame of the UA place that I got to go to, may I have a probation officer said that somebody drug patch or something like that?
Oh, we can give you a drug patch.
Would that be able to, like, cause I won't have to go in every week? But that's what.
Yeah. We can give him the drug patch, correct?
We can, you have to go every 2 weeks
Okay.
and they only exchange the drug patches between the hours of 7 to 4, and you have to go to the one that's downtown, not
That's
the one
right
that's
here
up.
by the HB?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes.
All right, so you want the drug patch?
I get on that. And it's $50, correct?
Per patch.
Okay,
So are you able to do that?
yes, I'll know it.
All right, so we're gonna alter amend conditions to include the drug patch. And if you're given a drug test today, what are the results going to be?
Should be good, ma'am. The last time I used was, like I said, in July. So, yeah, it came out.
No, you said the last time you had a UA was in July. You didn't tell me.
No, the last time that I used was in July.
Oh.
And it should have been good. I mean,
Your Honor, the drug test from August 2nd was positive for marijuana.
All right, we're gonna do a UA today. And this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do the UA today. If he's positive, then before he's placed on the drug patch, we're gonna continue to test him for levels. And then once he's negative, then we'll do the drug patch.
okay.
But
Would you
if
like that a
he's,
weekly test?
yes, but if he's negative, then we'll put him on the drug patch.
And how long would you like the drug patch?
Until further notice.
Until further notice, okay.
And if you have an issue with the drug patch and you're thinking about, oh, this is too difficult, I need to have it removed, then you're going to have to approach the court. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Is there anything else he needs?
Sir, are you employed?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are you employed?
Sorry, poor service.
No, Your Honor, I think we have addressed the issues necessary.
All right, thank you. Just remain in the courtroom on that first row over there, and she'll go over conditions with you. Thank you. Who's here on Sean Smith? All right. All right, so what is the update on the federal case?
Yes, Judge, I spoke with Mr. Smith last week. He's got a federal,
Everyone, please whisper.
he's got he's got a felon in possession case here today, and he's got one federal as well too, which is a different separate offense date than this one. He does have a federal court appointed attorney, but no court date yet.
All right,
He is wanting to fight his cases that are
so over there, it's a felon in possession as well.
correct.
All right, could I see a prosecutor from the state, please? All right, this is Sean Smith. Defense counsel is telling me that he has a felon in possession of a weapon on the federal side.
Okay.
He has that over there as well as over here, and he has 2 drug cases here.
2 different.
So what are the plans? He says that he doesn't have a court date on the federal side.
Okay, good. I'm not aware of it right now, but I can look into it.
All right. If you all could make sure you look into that, because we keep coming back for this federal issue.
Let me look at the notes and see if anyone else has, Judge, but.
Okay.
But let me take a look.
All right,
You want us
thank
to
you.
reapproach, Judge, or?
Yes. And Mr. Aguilar, who do you have?
I have Robert Oyervides. He is in custody, Judge.
I'm sorry, who?
Robert Oyervides.
All right, just give us a moment, okay?
Okay.
Thank
Now I
you.
got your message and I sent you my cell number.
All right, thank you. All right, they're gonna reapproach on this one. Who's here on Trey Dion Johnson? Trey Dion Marquise Johnson, who's here on that? All right, just have a seat. That will be recalled later. Rick Contreras. All right, the court is going to call 2021 CR 1287, State of Texas versus Rick Anthony Contreras. Can I have parties approach and announce for the record for the state? For the state,
Michelle Hayden for the state.
for the defense?
Danny Kramer.
And are you Rick Contreras?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, over there in the box, you guys need to whisper because the court reporter is taking a record. And are you Mr. Contreras?
Yes, ma'am.
Why were you late for court?
Because I had to take a lift over here and my wife wanted to come with me. She's sick with cancer.
All right, so here's the thing. Sorry about your wife's issue, but don't use that as an excuse, your wife's issue, okay?
I won't.
So here's the thing. You know that court starts at 9
Yes, ma'am.
and you're coming in late. That's an issue, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Don't let that be a precursor for how things are going to go with you on probation.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Judge, we do have an issue though.
Yes.
We don't have a PSI report ready because even though it's sent today, he says that he went to probation sometime after he pled him, but they did not have his paperwork yet. And then when he was scheduled to go back, he had COVID. And then I guess he never went back. So we do not have a PSI document available today.
All right, the state is recommending deferred adjudication.
I'm perfectly happy to go along.
All right. According to the plea bargain agreement, you entered a plea of no contest on July 5th. You applied for deferred adjudication. The state is recommending deferred adjudication with a $1,500 fine, and there's an affirmative finding of family violence. Defense, are you prepared to proceed?
Yes, Judge. I normally at this point would say I'll rely upon the PSI, but not having that, I can just rely upon the plea bargain offer from the state.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Judge.
All right, so are you still having contact with Juan Mendez? All right, so are you still with his sister?
Is he still with my sister?
No, it says that his girlfriend's brother. So is he still with your sister?
Yes.
All right, do you have any contact with her?
No, ma'am.
Are you employed?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do?
I work for CMS. It's a foundation repair company.
Do you have any children?
Yes, I got 5.
What are their ages?
My youngest is 24 and my oldest is like 30 years old.
All right. If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And know that you're going to be drug tested today.
That should be negative.
All right. Have you ever used drugs?
Yes, in the past I have
And what have you used?
marijuana, coke, alcohol, stuff like that.
Have you ever had any type of mental health diagnosis?
No, ma'am.
All right. So why did this happen? What was
Well,
going on in
yeah.
your mind?
He had an altercation with my sister and I was putting my stuff in the car and he went at my wife and I went in there. And of course, I just got upset and, we got into an altercation, me and him.
No, it says victim stated that suspect, his wife and daughter, who's suspect 2, were all staying at the location because they had nowhere else to go. Victim stated that his girlfriend has lived there for several months. And he said quickly he realized that you and your family were going to be problems. And it says that you were disrespectful to him.
No, that's.
So,
that's-
Here's the thing, where are you living now?
Yes, I was, but that's
No, where are you living now?
I got my own place at San Fernando Street and the courts.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is going to do. Is probation here? Oh, thank you. I can't see you around the screen. No problem. All right, the court is going to sentence you to 5 years deferred adjudication. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide the proof of the COVID vaccination. The court is not requiring you to get the COVID vaccination, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be waived. There's to be no contact with Juan Mendez, Mendez. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. You're to do the hostility and aggression control course. No firearm possession. $1,500 fine, probated. Proof of employment within 15 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Field visits 1 time per month. There's to be regular UAs, and there's to be a UA today. No later than 2 p.m. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Mr. Contreras, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful? Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
No, Your Honor.
No, Judge.
Mr. Contreras, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Contreras, here's the thing. When you live with somebody else, you got to follow their rules.
Yes, ma'am.
You want to make up your own rules, you need your own place. Okay? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge Hernandez.
Yes, you may be excused. Are there prosecutors for Juan Aguilar's client? I have his cell number, so if somebody could call him and confer with him. And then,
Yes, I mean, that's the,
all
I
right,
give that to Ryan.
and it's Sean Smith.
Yes, Judge.
Can I see the file on Sean Smith, please? All right, so what's happening with Sean Smith?
You are.
Judge, on that one, Eric spoke to him and he's gonna put me in touch with his federal defense attorney. So then I can try to figure out who's handling on the federal side.
Okay.
I do have a note that Brittany said that last night he was in federal custody, but I think we're trying to figure out who's handling it. I don't know that their case would necessarily, I think it's one that we may still want to do something on.
All right. So, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 45-day reset on Sean Smith, please? All right, we're going to come back on October 25th, and I'm going to expect an update on the federal issue.
Sounds good, Judge. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And if there's nothing else, you're excused. Mr. Aguilar, somebody's going to call you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Christopher Donaldson. Christopher Donaldson.
Did you call Donaldson, Judge?
Yes,
Good morning, Your Honor.
good morning. Oh, there's a line there.
I'm sorry, Judge.
That's okay. People just bypass that. All right, where's Christopher Donaldson?
Oh, Judge, we were trying to approach very briefly prior to, we're still trying to work out an agreement between the state and one that approach. The court had to ask. Would entertain us talking for 30 seconds.
Yes,
Mr. Donaldson, we took a plea last year.
Mhm.
And we've been working with the state on trying to reach an agreement on it. His parents are here as well, Judge, but we were trying to figure out if the original plea was 12 months or would consider entertaining that. His parents are here. The ultimate was that. We're trying to figure an agreement.
all he had to do was pick up the phone and call somebody. So are you guys negotiating on a different time?
I think we talked about an agreement, but I think he still wanted to just approach, so I guess, that'd be up to the court if, and Mr. LaHood, if he wants to, we did have a proposed offer, but I think he wants to approach the court and ask for the original agreement.
No, I mean, part of his agreement was he's subject to the full range of punishment if he doesn't appear for sentencing. I mean, that's where we are. I mean, I understand the issues, but all he had to do was pick up the phone and call somebody. I think people understand that I am always open to consider if people have different issues. I have people who will come and their attorneys will say, Judge, can we reschedule the sentencing because this is going on? And usually unless there's some reason not to, I usually say, fine, they can come in another day, but he didn't appear.
I moved on that, Judge. I wasn't attorney at the time that was, and just playing devil's advocate. We know how your policy is, but if someone has not appeared before you and doesn't do it right, like the client has, they may not know that. It's not an excuse, and the fear and being worried of taking care of your parents is not justification, but it is a real world practical issue that I think is a motivator sometimes for people. But well, I'll continue talking with the state judge, and then hopefully we can work out an agreement that we appear for you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Sure. Juan Hernandez. Yes,
Morning.
good morning.
One.
All right, where are we on Mr. Hernandez's case?
Your Honor, I believe this is the first setting. I conferred with the state, got an offer from the state, indicated that offer to my client. He is rejecting that offer and wants to clear his job.
Have you received all the discovery?
I believe so, yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Mr. Hernandez, can I have this brought back in 3 weeks? That's going to be your plea deadline date. And at that time, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's plea. I don't usually have people make a decision on an offer from the state until they've had a chance to think about it. And since the offer was tendered today, I'm going to give you 3 weeks. What's going to happen is when you come back in 3 weeks, you'll let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer. If you decide to accept the state's offer, of course, I'll accept any documents that's filed before me. If you decide not to accept the state's offer, then the court will not consider any further offers in this case without good cause, or either you'll have to plea open to the court. Do you understand? All right, Ms. Ferguson, what date? All right, so we're going to come back on September 23rd. That's your plea deadline date.
Thank you.
All right, Deputy Laura, Deputy Mejia, Mr. Juan Hernandez can go back. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good night. Have a seat.
Who's here? Nathaniel Tristan? Ah, okay. All right, no problem. Rodrigo Hasos Rojas.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Judge, I haven't had a chance to review the PSI yet.
Okay. All right. Just give us a moment and state, just let me know when you're ready. Sherry Cooper.
Ready, Your Honor. Judge, this was an MTR that we had addressed last week. I asked the court for some time to attempt to reach Juan Perez with the immigration law from St. Mary's,
Mhm.
who Ms. Cooper has already been working with. I was able to reach him Friday afternoon. He asked me to request the courts to have this week to review some of the information that I've been able to get to him over the weekend. And hopefully he can give some advice to Ms. Cooper regarding which way to go. We're just asking for just this week is what he has.
So what time are you asking for?
Just until I guess next Monday will be Tuesday. That's starting with the holiday.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, set this for a contested hearing. What day? All right, that's going to be your contested hearing date. How many witnesses are you all expecting?
Your Honor, I need to review the file one more time, but at least probably 2 to 3 possibly.
All right, so do you want it in the morning, Ms. Ferguson, or the afternoon? All right, so that's going to be at 9 a.m.
I am very good. Your Honor.
Yes.
And one final thing, Ms. Cooper has always 2-month-old child on the outside, which she wanted to ask if there'd be possibility for a PR bond pending the resolution of that.
No.
Thank you.
All right, anything else?
So,
All right, thank you.
you did that.
September 6th. Yes. All right, who's here for Carlos Castillo? Good morning. All right, and where's Castillo? All right, come forward. Good morning. All right, the court is calling 2017 CR 11827, State of Texas versus Carlos Daniel Castillo. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Wendell Loy for the state, Your Honor.
For the defense? And are you Mr. Castillo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Castillo, I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. State's motion to supplement pending motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. And first amended motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them?
I've been working with Congress.
Mhm.
So we don't have to revision most, and at this time, I filed a writ of habeas based on a voluntary plea on the original. And so I wanted to know if we could set, if we could resolve the writ of habeas corpus prior to the going of the MTR in this case. I will be filing a motion to state proceedings on the MTR.
Mhm. I haven't received any writ.
I have a copy. So
Let me read it.
Yeah.
Have you seen the plea bargain agreement in this case? All right, so this is what we're gonna do. I'll set a motion to, I'll set a date to have a hearing on your habeas corpus. If the court allows the defendant to withdraw his plea, which I'm not saying I am, you're gonna immediately be going to the jury trial. Does everyone understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, can we set this hearing on this application? And please set it quickly. Yes. All right, September 16th. And everybody needs to potentially be prepared for jury trial. Oh, if I hear this and if I grant it, then the following week, y'all are going to jury trial. And the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements.
Thanks.
All right, see you all then. Just get a reset form for Ms. Ferguson. Yes. All right, Brandon Sierra. All right, where are we on this case?
Good morning, Mom.
Good morning.
Yes, I have received an offer from the state, and my client has respectfully declined the offer.
Okay, when was the offer tendered?
What was the offer?
When was the offer tendered?
The last setting before.
Okay.
Mr. Sierra had COVID at the last setting for the one before. I confirmed with my.
Okay.
And so today we revisited on the offer. And we're in the same position.
All right, do you have all the discovery?
I believe I do.
All right, state, I'll need an acknowledgement of discovery done today.
Okay. We might have did it last time.
Let me see if I have it in the file. Just one second. Oh, you're correct. I do have it. All right, so is there anything else? Because this was filed on June 1st. Nothing new?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so your plea deadline date has expired. Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date on Mr. Sierra. All right, your jury trial date is October 25th. The court will not accept any plea bargain agreements in this case. The court will only consider plea bargains that are open to the court. If you wish me to accept a plea bargain agreement, it have to be for good cause. All right, thank you. Just get a reset form and then you're excused. All right, thank you. Any other travels upcoming?
No, I've been trying to clear my docket.
All right, have a good one. All right, who's here on Dion Batchelor? All right, Mr. Batchelor. All right, just 1 second. Let me find your client on the docket. Okay. All right, where are we on his case?
Judge, we conferred, an offer's been made. We're not able to work it out. And my client wants to bring an issue up.
I would like to address your,
Yes.
I don't feel Mr. Beck is, he's listening to none of my actions, he's listening to anything I'm saying. I'm not here to get any of your time. in the court.
Now, here's the thing. I don't believe any time is wasted as long as we're all learning something.
That's me. I'm just short, just for the short. That's me. I'm asking Mercury in the court. I've been doing drugs all my life.
Well, you're not saying you're guilty in this case, are you?
Well, I'm not talking to you now, so I'm talking to you. I'm drug addict all my life. I feel like a 4-year sentence for something that's a personal possession.
All right,
They claim that.
let me interrupt you a little bit. All right,
Yeah.
so you're charged with the offense of possession,
Yes, ma'am.
less than a gram. The state has filed a repeat offender enhancement allegation against you, right? So these are your choices that you have. One, I don't want to know what the agreement is. So, but the state will tender an offer to your attorney, right? You can either accept or reject the offer.
Yeah.
But your attorney is obligated ethically and legally to tender to you the offer that's been presented.
And we've done that.
They don't, well, let me just finish. So in this court, I require that attorneys tender that offer to you. Now, whether you accept it or not, that's completely up to you. You can reject it. You can have your attorney go back to the state and say, I don't want this offer but I will consider this offer. You can have your attorney say, hey, I'll consider a cap and let me apply for probation. And then I'll maybe give it or won't give it. Those are things that you can negotiate with your attorney, but your attorney is obligated to tell you what your case is. And it sounds to me like your issue, and none of this is on the record, but it sounds to me like your issue is you don't like what the state's offer is. It's not the fact, am I right in that? All right, so the fact that you don't like the state's offer, that's really not anything to do with your attorney. That's the state having analyzed the case and they're saying, this is what we're offering. So if you want to speak with your attorney and speak with the state and continue to negotiate with them, you're more than welcome to do so.
You won't let me, though.
Oh, well, no, you're not personally going to negotiate with them. What you're going to do is you can tell your attorney what you're willing to accept or see if something else can be negotiated with the state. And then your attorney will take that information back to the state. You understand? All right, so let's do that. They're still working on this. And they're still working on that. Xenia Para. I'm sorry, I'm calling in the order of appearance. Xenia Para. Who's the attorney for Xenia Para? Just have a seat. Your attorney's not here. Oh, that's going to be recalled. Rodrigo Hasso Rojas. Yes. Oh, have you all had, I'm sorry, have you? Okay. Oh, that's okay. Just, she'll let me know when she's ready, or if you think, hey, maybe she's ready now, just tap her on the shoulder and see if she's ready. Okay. Jordan, All right. Has your client paid his restitution? Okay.
You need the receipt, Judge?
No, you're an officer of court. I trust you.
I just got a copy. Thank you. I appreciate that very much.
All right. I just had a sticky note saying that Judge Angelini did this plea and wasn't going to accept it until that amount was paid. All right, the court is calling 2020 CR 5639, State of Texas versus Jordan I. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? For the defense? All right, people who are in the jury box, you're going to need to whisper and lower your voices because you're right behind the court reporter and she needs to hear. All right, we are here for sentencing. Are you Jordan I?
Yes, ma'am.
You entered a plea on July 5th. And according to the plea bargain agreement, the state is recommending deferred adjudication. There's a case that's being taken in consideration. Have both parties, there wasn't a PSI report. The defendant was to pay restitution up front. Defense counsel has informed the court that his client has paid the entire amount of restitution.
Okay. Yeah, Judge, I have documentation here. And it looks like they've documented that he paid it all here by the DA cashier.
Okay. Are you employed?
Yes.
All right. What do you do?
I'm a quality control supervisor for a construction company.
Okay. Do you have any children?
Yes, one daughter, one son.
What are their ages?
8, both 8.
Okay. And let me just tell you, I really dislike when people say one child is this and a stepson, because to me, even though technically it's the stepson, I'm hoping that everybody is treating all children equally as though they are their children. All right. If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Negative.
Right. Have you ever had any drug issues?
No.
All right. All right, this is what the court is going to do. There's $1,000 fine that'll be probated. And it's not listed on the docketing sheet, but what was his plea that he entered? Was it a plea of no contest? All right. Because it's not written anywhere on the docketing sheet, I did review the stipulations prior to this being placed on the record. And so the court is finding there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, but the court is deferring finding of guilt because you entered a plea of deferred adjudication. I'll sentence you to $1,000 fine probated, 2 years deferred adjudication. Take in consideration NIMAG number 664813. The court is going to order restitution of $1,339.68 to the Abbey at Medical Center. The court will show that that has been satisfied. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. That's to be regular UAs or the patch. The patch costs more. It's $50.
Yes, ma'am. $50 for 2 weeks.
So it's $50 for 2 weeks. Sometimes people's work schedules or lives are super busy and they don't want to come down to report. They rather just have the patch. So you can either do the patch or either regular UAs. I'm going to want field visits for 3 months. 1 time per month. If there are no issues, then you can stop with the field visits. There should be 150 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. Court is not requiring you to get the COVID vaccination, but if you do, or if you've already had it, just turn that in. 40 of those hours will be waived. I'm going to ask for parenting classes, and the remainder of the community service hours will be waived once you complete parenting classes. There's to be proof of employment within 15 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors? Probation, is there anything else that he needs?
No, ma'am, I think you've covered everything.
All right, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful? Okay. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you. We can go off the record. Here's the thing. You're on deferred adjudication. It's a state jail felony. You have 2 children that you're helping to support, right? So from here on out, everything you do, you need to ask yourself one question before you do it. Is this something that could potentially result in me having a motion to revoke file and going to the state jail facility for 2 years? You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck. Oops, sorry. All right, Christopher Black. Hello. Good morning. How are you doing? All right, I'm used to seeing you in a box on the screen. All right, so what is happening with Mr. Black?
There's a video on YouTube that we just uploaded it, and my client also has a video that I need to see, so we could get a short reset.
All right, and I'm assuming the state is not prepared to make an offer because of these videos?
Judge, we have made an offer. The issue was that this case came in as a misdemeanor as well. And so some of the evidence under that case was not uploaded under the felony case.
Mhm.
But I contacted IT. It's all been transferred this morning. So it should all be under the felony case now.
All right, so how much time are you asking? All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I get a reset date for Mr. Black for 2 weeks? All right, we'll be back on September 16th. Just get a reset form for Ms. Ferguson. All right, thank you. Have a good one.
And I also have Megan Woolhite.
Yes, he's up next. Just have a seat. They're going to give you a reset form that you'll need to sign, okay? Thank you. Oh, Anton Hayek is here. Yes, Ms. Ferguson. Okay, awesome. Yes, I just saw him here. Yes.
Do I have to stay here on that?
No, but I mean, you can come back and check in if you wish. All right, thank you. All right, we'll take that up once Mr. Hayek is here.
Okay, I'm sorry. I will, thank you. Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome. Megan Tierney. Hello. So today is the plea deadline date. What's going on?
Judge, this is one where I was gonna reach out to the victim, see if the offer was gonna get any better, and I haven't had a chance to do that yet.
All right.
I made an initial offer, but I told them it could change.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you recall Ms. Tierney for next, will you have it done next week?
Yes, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you give me a date for Ms. Tierney for next week, please? All right, we'll come back on September 9th. All right, can we put it on Tuesday, please? All right, so she'll give you a reset form and we'll come back on that date. All right, thank you. Wait a minute. You said you're going to be gone the. So which day do we want to put it on, Norma? Yes, the 6th? Okay, you're welcome. All right, are we ready on Donaldson?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 1166 State of Texas versus Christopher Donaldson. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Ryan Groomer for the state of Texas.
for the defense?
Mark Bexar.
All right, and are you Mr. Donaldson?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, according to you entered a plea on March 24th, 2021. You entered a plea of guilty. There was no application. This was set for May 12th for sentencing. Then the court recalled it for May 19th because you didn't appear on May 12th. And then you didn't appear on May 19th as well. According to the plea bargaining agreement, punishment was to be set at 12 months in the state jail facility. The state was taking several cases into consideration, and it stated that you would be subject to the full range of punishment, and all of the TIC's agreements were going to be void if you failed to appear for sentencing. And you did fail to appear for sentencing. So where are we, state and defense?
Judge, so Mr. LaHood provided me some mitigation package regarding that, which I believe, as he said, doesn't excuse the conduct by Mr. Donaldson. But we've come to an agreement to move that number from 12 months to 14 months in state jail and TIC, the cases that were involved as part of the plea agreement.
All right, defense?
It is, Your Honor. And as I mentioned earlier, I don't think it was on the record, but.
Oh, no, we're on the record. No, not before.
Earlier.
Yes.
So I'm just reiterating it. As the court is now well aware, Mr. Donaldson's father, Jerry, who's here in the courtroom, was going through chemotherapy for bladder cancer. He just overcome prostate cancer. He is here present to testify. Again, it doesn't make any excuse for Christopher's actions or inaction or lack of being proactive, but he was constantly involved in caring for his father for being the able body and leg. You can see he's a healthy looking young man. We are asking the court to honor our agreement. It still holds him accountable. It still is giving him the punishment that is necessary. But it's also ultimately the only, I was talking to Mr. Groomer, at the end of the day, who ultimately punishes not Mr. Donaldson, but his parents who would rely upon him, whether the court gave him even more than that time. At the end of the day, insurance factor is met with the fact that he is not there to be there for his parents. Your Honor, we are asking that you honor 14 months, sentence him today, and allow him to do his time to go back to his parents.
All right, anything you wish to say?
No, just that I apologize for not doing what I should have done.
How old are you?
I'm 47.
So you know better.
Yeah, it's time to change.
Yeah. So why should I accept this agreement?
Knowing that you won't see me again. My last time being in here, man.
I mean, well, you know, that's what a lot of people say. This is
Yes,
their
yes.
last time here. And then I don't see them again. Some other judge in another court sees them.
Yeah, like the past year, I haven't done anything. I've been, like I said, I've been at home.
He's a battling drug addiction judge, and I had a very heart-to-heart conversation. I had a client that did some time federally. His dad died while he was in prison. And I let him know that realistic consequences of his actions, he doesn't make proactive steps for changing, is he's not going to be there when his parents die, when they need him most. He'll say goodbye, or leave it for him. And I believe, and obviously
And honestly, my father died while I was locked up. I wrote that. Controversy said that.
Well, sometimes when people say real dad, is it your biological
My
father?
biological
Because
father.
there's a difference between a biological father and a real dad.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So-
My biological father died.
Okay.
I was
Jerry's
trying
been
to.
there for him.
Yes,
Okay.
he's my dad.
All right. All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 14 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. Taking consideration the following county court cause number 655-051, 655-052, 648-044. The following JN numbers 2003323, 2003316, 2011432, 1998712, 1998711. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing? Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to your attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. We can go off the record. Here's the thing. People come before me all the time and they say they love their parents and they're doing things to help their family out. Well, part of helping your family out is not causing them stress.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is stressful.
Yes.
So if you truly love your parents the way you say you love your parents, then you need to show it with your actions.
Yes, ma'am.
And there are plenty of rehab places that are available that are free when you get out. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, on Norma, on Juan Garcia Sanchez, that is a Spanish interpreter needed. Yes.
I have a client who didn't show and I wanted to announce for the court.
Okay. Yes.
You didn't show, they said you maybe needed to do the VF.
Oh, no, once you give me your file, if you've already conferred with the state, we'll take that up.
I have.
Okay. No, because I haven't called your case.
Oh.
Yes, so you need to wait.
Oh, okay.
All right, thank you.
Sorry.
Who's here for Naron Alexander? And could Naron Alexander approach?
That's good.
All right, so where are we on this case?
Yeah, we just had an agree, well, I talked to Nicole about a motion for discovery that I believe was agreed upon. We just wanted to approach with that.
Okay,
It's the defense's, I think you filed it, right, with the court?
Yes.
It's a filed motion for discovery with the court, pretty boilerplate. We have no objection to it.
okay, I don't have a copy of that.
Let me see if I have a copy of that.
Here.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Yes,
Thank you. I'm sorry.
that's okay. I'll say, so you're in agreement with the motion in total?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, just make sure that's filed, stamped and everything.
Judge, would you mind and we'll redraft our future motions a little bit. Oh, you signed the grant. I appreciate that.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, where are we on this case? How long is it going to take for them to have discovery?
They should have it all at this point.
Okay,
Yes, Judge, but we need a little bit of time.
all right. So, Ms. Ferguson, on Naron Alexander, I need a 30-day reset. All right, so we're going to be back on September 30th. State, will you be prepared to make an offer at that time?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so we'll be back on September 30th. State will make an offer at that time. And if I could have an acknowledgement of discovery done at that time as well.
Yes, Judge.
All right, thank you. You're welcome. Just get a reset
That-
form
that would be-
after you sign the reset form.
Judge.
All right, Fernando Zepeda.
Good time here on that.
All right, if the parties could approach.
Mr. Garcia's.
Okay.
He's sick,
Ah,
so
okay.
that's fine.
All right, where's Mr. Zepeda? Come forward. Let me see which page he is on. All right. So Norma, Mr. Zepeda, can I have a 30-day reset, please? All right, so we're going to be back on September 30th. Again, there's no pen. I have a pen that someone gave me. Yes. All right, so we'll be back on September 30th.
Okay, we need to get a reset form, right?
Yes.
Okay, just have a seat and I'll bring it. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Who's here on Dion Batchelor? Yes, so where are we on Mr. Batchelor? Mr. Batchelor, come on down.
Judge, we have not been able to work it out.
Okay. So Mr. Batchelor, do you want a jury trial? Or do you want some more time to confer?
More time for more.
All right. So Ms. Ferguson on Batchelor, can we recall this in 2 weeks? We'll recall you in 2 weeks, okay? $16. And can I see the state on this case, please? On Batchelor? Could you please mute me?
Yes, Judge. Sorry about that.
Could you go back to Deputy Law, please?
All right, any objections? And I'm sorry, just so the record can be clear, we're on cause number 2022 CR 4500, State of Texas versus Rodrigo Hasos Rojas. And both parties have agreed the PSI reporting. There are no objections to the PSI report. State, do you have any witnesses?
No witnesses, just argument.
Defense, any witnesses?
None, Your Honor, other than client.
Oh, all right. If you could have him raise his right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Sure.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record, please.
Rodrigo Hazel Rojas.
All right, defense.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Rojas. So this morning, we are before this judge, and you understand that the plea agreement is 5 years imposed on your application for deferred adjudication and probation. Is that correct? Is there anything that you would like to tell the judge before he likely to grant you probation?
Yes, sir. I never, since I've been incarcerated, 90 days is the longest I've been incarcerated. Give me time to reflect on my mistakes, you know. I feel bad about it, apologize, you know, I take full responsibility. But I learned more into God.
I'm sorry, I can't hear the last part. What did you say?
I'm more into God. I go to prayer calls, you know, change, you know, I made a mistake. And I was in my place. I was in drugs, you know, drinking, smoking. They got me in probation. I will comply and obey our conditions. Go back to my loved ones. You know.
I also wanted to ask you, Mr. Rojas, prior to the commission of this offense that you're before the judge, and even after that, you mentioned that you were in a bad place. You were on drugs, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Has any court at any time in your adult life, have they ever given you any type of rehabilitation programs or anything that you've done?
No, sir.
Are you asking this court for help?
Yes.
And are you asking this court to place you in classes and programs that could assist you in dealing with that substance abuse problem that you have?
Yes, sir.
And prior to this arrest, have you ever been convicted before of any other charges?
No, sir.
And if the court will order you to do classes, or you motivated to do all of the classes that they ask you to do?
Yes, sir. I will.
You're asking the court to grant you either deferred adjudication or regular probation. But you're asking the court.
Yes, yes.
State.
Good morning, Mr. Rojas. On August 7th, 2021, you were arrested for terroristic threat, family, household. Who was the victim on that case?
Selena.
Selena Morales, the same victim on this case. Okay, and you were also arrested for resisting arrest, transport on that date. Is
Yes,
that
it's the
correct?
same day.
Okay. And then again, in October, the date of this offense, you were arrested for violation bond protective order against the same victim. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And interfering with emergency telephone call. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So you were
Please
able
whisper.
to comply with your bond conditions. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And then again, after this offense, in June, you were arrested for violation bond protective order, assault, and continuous violence against a family member. Who was the victim in that case?
Selena. Okay, Morales.
All right. So again, you weren't able to comply with your bond conditions. Okay. So you have 6 different open cases right now. Is that correct?
Yes, things.
Yet you think you'd be a good candidate for probation.
All right, any other follow-up questions?
Yes, I do, Judge. With respect to the complaining witness, he was living with you at the time, is that correct?
Yes.
And
Just 1 second, excuse me. Excuse me, Mr. Chair. You all are right behind the court reporter. So if you all could keep it down a little bit. Yes.
And this complainant was living with you at your mom's house.
Yes.
And since your incarceration, the complainant has since moved on.
Yes.
And do you and the complainant have any biological children?
No.
Have you had any contact with her? You know that you're not supposed to have no contact at all.
Yeah, I know.
Has she moved on?
Move on.
Have you moved on?
I move on.
I have no further questions.
Any follow-up?
No other questions?
All right, I have a question. Because your attorney mentioned that you were not given any help for your drug issues. But I see as a part of your conditions of bond, it's random testing. And they would offer you drug help. So if you had a drug problem, why didn't you ask for it from them?
Well, I didn't know. No.
What do you mean you didn't know? You were on
Bond?
you were on bond.
I don't know. I could ask for help on. Not sure.
And you're talking about getting back to your loved ones. Who are your loved ones?
Brother, my mom and dad, my sisters, my nephews.
So why didn't you do what was asked of you while you were on bond?
I was hanging with the wrong people.
No, here's the thing. Let me tell you about who wrong people are.
Yes.
If somebody else was standing before me in your shoes, they would say they were hanging around with the wrong people. That's why they were picking up these cases. And I would say, who are those wrong people? And you know who they would tell me? Rodrigo Hasos Rojas. You're the wrong person. And I heard you say you made mistakes. You didn't make any mistake. You made choices. So I'm reading the PSI report and I read the stipulations, and in the stipulations, it said she couldn't call the police because you took her phone. So why did you take her phone?
Well, I was drinking, you know. I didn't want to go to jail, man.
And why did you slap her?
Yeah, I know. We were arguing. And she started slapping me. Slapped her, no.
No, the officers got there and they said that she had marks on her face and that you wouldn't allow her to use the phone to call the police. The police showed up the first time and she couldn't get to gate to let them in. And they said you're drinking and taking shots, but no drugs. That's what you told the PSI officer. So what, are you just a mean drunk? So you made bad choices, not mistakes.
Yeah, but
You know what a mistake is? Let me give you an example of a mistake. It's raining outside. I know it's raining outside. I bring my umbrella. I come to court. I sit next to somebody in court. They have a black umbrella. I have a black umbrella. I finish my business for the day. I leave the courtroom. I take my black umbrella. I go outside. I open it up. And on the inside, my initials are not there. That's a mistake. I thought I was getting my umbrella. Here's a choice. I didn't check the weather. My mom didn't call me and say, hey, it's supposed to rain in San Antonio. And I come to court and attorneys come in, they have their umbrellas, and I figure, heck, it's raining outside and I don't have an umbrella. And then, you know what I do? I'm leaving. I just grab an umbrella and I walk out. That was a choice. I know that's not my umbrella. So you haven't been making mistakes. You've been making bad choices, and they're horrendous choices. And you need to be at a place where you can sit down and think about the bad choices you've made. You understand? All right, this is what the court is going to do.
Judge,
Yes.
I would like to, on his behalf, to offer something to this court, Judge.
Yes.
Judge, the reason that those bad choices were made, Mr. Rojas did testify that he was in a bad place, Judge. The root of the problem here, Judge, is that he has had a drug addiction. He has never really availed himself of any type of outpatient or inpatient program. He was in a very bad place, Judge. He's not a bad person. He does need help. At the time of the commission of all of this offenses, Judge, he was on drugs. And if anything comes out of this case, Judge, I would like for him to at least get some help that he can learn from this to attack the root of the problem, which is the illness that he has which is the addiction to the drug. I don't think that sentencing him to prison will solve that, Judge. I think either an inpatient or an outpatient program would be a lot more beneficial.
Okay. All right. Mr. Hasso, I'm going to deny your application. I am going to send you to prison. Would you like the therapeutic community? It will help you with any drug issues. Whether or not they accept you or not is completely up to you volunteering for the program and them accepting you in the program. But if you don't volunteer for it, they're not going to accept you. Do you understand? So would you like that? All right. So I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to 4 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served, a $1,500 fine, time and money run concurrent. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Selena Morales. Take in consideration night mag number 664323, 664328, county court cause number 6707553, 666927, 666926, grand jury number 754238 in the therapeutic community. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement and actually I've given you something less than you bargained for. And because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? Because this is a felony conviction and also an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand? If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you, Mr. Hasos. All right, who's here on Juan Garcia Sanchez? Yes, it's this one. Yeah. Okay. Who's here on Juan Antonio Garcia Sanchez? I'm so sorry. The attorney's not here. Yes, we'll call him back. And can you let Mr. Leal know that he's going to come here because we're calling down an interpreter for him and he's not here? That's an issue. All right. Thank you. Yes. Who's here on Autumn Bouldin? All right. If you can come forward. What is happening with Autumn Bouldin?
We're still conferring, we're close, but we're not in agreement yet.
All right, Ms. Baldwin, if you'll come up, please. How much time are you requesting, defense?
Court's discretion.
Okay. All right, state, have you tendered all the discovery?
Yes, Judge.
Have you made an offer?
Yes, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Ms. Bolden? All right, September 30th is going to be your plea deadline date. After that, the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements. So I'll just get a reset form and we'll see you back on that day.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And everyone, just give me a moment.
Sorry. Yeah. I'll give it a second.
All right, who's here on Daniel Valadares? Yes, where's your client? Come up, please. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you. All right, do you have his cause number? No, I mean, Norma, do you have his cause number?
Yes, Judge.
All right. So we're not on the record. I just need interpretation. Okay, thank you. All right, State, where are we on this case?
Judge, we've made an offer today.
Do you have all the discovery?
Not yet, and this is the first setting, so we're gonna see if there's anything different from the investigator case and communicate the offer with Mr. Valadares.
All right, Norma, can I have a 30-day reset on Mr. Valadares? All right, and is your client a citizen?
No,
All right, are you appointed?
no, we've retained.
All right, and so are you all going to have an immigration attorney speak to him?
We will.
All right, so when we come back here on September 30th, he needs to have spoken to an immigration attorney. And we're going to do set it as a discovery date and to make sure that everybody has all their discovery. Then after that, I'm going to give you a plea deadline date.
Sounds good, Judge. Thank you.
Right. Mr. Valadares, do you have any other questions for me?
No.
All right, thank you. Just get a reset form. You're welcome. Thank you. And counsel, be sure to tell your client not to be late for court again. I'm going to notate in the file that he was late. Thank you. Mr. Aguilar, do you need to speak with someone?
Oh, yes, sir.
Yes. Mr. Aguilar, do you need to speak with anyone?
Well, I would like to talk to, is Mr. Oyevides, he's at
He's
the jail,
here.
correct?
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you let them know that Mr. Oyevides needs to be on the Zoom, please? And tell them he's in breakout room number 1. All right, if you go to breakout room number 1, your client will meet you there. State, here are the dismissals. Oh, thank you, Jim.
I'm up already.
You're so awesome. Thank you.
Oh, I'm trying to keep you from having to work.
Who's here on Guillermo Camacho? Guillermo Camacho, where's your client?
He said no show, Your Honor.
All right, could I have someone from the state, please? Court is calling 2022 CR 6642, State of Texas versus Guillermo Camacho. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Esquivel for the state of Texas.
For the defense?
Mr. Camacho.
All right, this hearing is scheduled at 9 a.m. It is 10:59 a.m. The defendant is not here. Could I have Mr. Camacho announced, please? All right, defense, where's your client?
Your Honor, we've made diligent efforts to contact him since we were appointed in May. And we made contact with the Aladdin Bond Company recently, and they have not had contact with.
All right, state and deputy. All right, state.
Your Honor, state moves for the defendant's bond to be revoked. State moves for the defendant's bond to be revoked and for a warrant to be issued.
All right, that'll be granted. You're excused. Your client will be remanded without bond. If you get in contact with your client and your client makes an appearance, the court will reconsider.
Very well.
All right, thank you. Have a good rest of your day. Aiden Silva. Aiden Silva. Gregory Garcia. You can refile these. They're not here. Zania Para.
Judge.
Good morning. Fine. All right, where are we on this case?
Judge, I've spoken with the owner. He's going to make an offer for us first. That's for the reset.
Okay. State, is there any other outstanding discovery on this case?
I don't think so, Judge. I think that it's just because it is a DWI with a child, there's a few things I want to look into and check into before I formally make an offer. But if I can make an offer in the next setting, and I hope we'll be able to resolve it. I think we will.
All right. Ms. Ferguson, I need a 30-day reset, please. All right. And Ms. Parr, why were you late for court? I'm sorry, why is everybody whispering?
You're intimidating. That's why
No, I don't think I'm intimidating at all.
I usually talk in a meek voice, so, but I was looking for the building and I couldn't find it. I thought it was the other one.
All right, so here's the thing. Do not be late for court again. If you're late for court again, what's going to end up happening is we'll make sure you're on time because we'll have you brought over in a blue outfit. You understand? All right, so we're going to come back on September 30th. All right, get a reset form from Ms. Ferguson.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Who's here on Victoria Mesquias? Victoria Mesquias. Your attorney's not here? Yeah. Cameron Salazar? All right, if you come forward, please. And where's your client? All right, where are we on this pretrial diversion?
Very honestly, I had some problems in July, and I didn't get the information from him. It's my fault, not his. It has been submitted, and we are waiting for a return from Ms. Chavez to see what the status is, and it's been accepted. But the delay was my fault, not his, Your Honor, and I would ask for at least another 30 days if I could get with Ms. Chavez to see if it's going to get accepted or not, but everything has been submitted.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a date set for a PTD, please. All right, we'll see you back on the 30th. Get a reset form from the court.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And this can be followed back. The attorney's not here. Bradley Castillo.
Judge, he's present. Do you need him? I was
Yes.
searching for a reset.
Okay, where are we on this case?
We've gotten an offer and Mr. Castillo is for sitting in like an opportunity to think this through and decide exactly what he wants to do.
All right, have you received all of the discovery?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 3-week reset for a plea deadline date, please. All right, so we're coming back on September 23rd. Just get a reset form from Ms. Ferguson. September 23rd is going to be your plea deadline date. The court will not accept any plea bargain agreements after that date without good cause. You understand? Otherwise, you have to plea open to the court. Do you understand? All right, just get your reset form, then you're excused.
All right, go ahead and wait for him.
Who's here on Dion Batchelor?
Thomas, thanks, Judge.
And Mr. Batchelor, come on down. Okay, so where are we?
Judge, I'm asking you to be excused. They looked at the criminal history. It's probably not something that you'd be impressed with.
Okay. All right, we're going to come back on September 16th.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Mr. Aguilar? You're on mute.
Talk to Mr. Escobar. I thought we had an agreement, but he called me back and we don't have an agreement. I'm trying to find out how many days my client has. So if we could,
Just a moment. How many days he has in custody?
yes.
All right,
That would be-
Caroline, you're able to look and see how many days Mr. Alvarez. Just give us a second. We'll get that information for you.
Okay.
$71. $71.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there any way that we could recall this maybe later in the week, Judge? So I could be there in person and I can talk to my client.
All right. Let me see the file on Alvarez, please. All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a date on this for next week. All right, we're going to come back on September 7th.
Okay. May I be excused, Judge?
Yes, you may be excused. And Norma, you can let them know that overriders can go back. Michael Rosas. And, can you put these files up here? Michael Rosas. Is there an Aiden Silva here? Can I have a file on Aiden Silva? Is there Karen Munoz? If I can have that file. Okay. Jason Galfo. All right, just have a seat. Alonzo Taylor. Alonzo Taylor, can I see that phone? Philippe Ibarra, if I can see that phone. Asia Nixon. All right, don't need that one. All right. Deputy Laura, I'm gonna need these names called in the hallway. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Who's here on Karen Munoz?
Fine, Your Honor.
Yes, where is she?
No, she's not here. I received a call this morning. She let me know that she had COVID. She's working on getting the positive results from the doctor right now. As soon as I get them, I'm gonna turn them into the courtroom.
All right, we'll put it on the record. Just give me a moment. Oh, just give me a moment because I can't have the deputy make announcements in the hallway.
Like an hour before. Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Thank you. There was a burn that I got dismissed. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes, they dismissed it and they refiled it.
All right, who are the parties on Rangel? And where is Rangel? All right, so court is calling 2022 CR 7087, 2022 CR 7088, 2022 CR 7089, and 2022 CR 7090. State of Texas versus is it Kevin? Kevin Rangel. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense?
Jessica Gonzalez, Mr. Conjo.
All right, Mr. Rangel, your attorney has filed a motion to withdraw in all of these cases. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right. Is there any objections to the defense's motions to withdraw?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then the motion to withdraw is granted. Counsel, you are excused. You're welcome.
Do you want me to take them back? I will.
No. So Mr. Rangel, they'll do it right here.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Mr. Rangel, we're going to have another attorney appointed to you, okay?
Okay.
And your attorney did explain to you the reason for the withdrawal? Okay. So we'll get an attorney for you before you leave today.
Thank you.
All right, just have a seat. Norma, can you see who's available in the system? And we'll put Mr. Rangel for the 30th. Don't see Porter's available. Yes. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, see if Porter's available. All right, could I see the parties on Juan Antonio Garcia Sanchez? All right. So where are we on this case?
Judge, this is the one I'm sure you remember. Albert Flores was the previous attorney and he had to get off because of the conflict of interest. This is the new defense attorney's first setting. We tendered some CPS records, which were previously provided to Albert, but we tendered those today because he says he doesn't have them, that he also needs to watch the forensic interview.
So counsel, are you appointed or retained?
Appointed.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson? Because this was scheduled actually for a jury trial back on March 2021. So State, did you tender an offer?
We previously tendered offers in this case, and I spoke with defense about the previous offers that were tendered as well.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a plea deadline date for this case in 2 weeks.
Last one.
The last offer to put it on the record. I mean, we can. Usually,
No,
we do
I mean,
that,
not in the
yeah.
record while I'm here.
Yeah.
So whenever we're coming back. All right, we're gonna come back on September 16th, Mr. Sanchez. And you're gonna need to let the court know on that date whether or not you're accepting the state's offer. If you choose not to accept the state's offer, what will happen is the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements unless it's a plea bargain agreement that's open to the court. Do you understand? Yes. Or the other condition that I will accept a plea bargain agreement if it's for good cause. Do you understand? Yes. All right, so we're going to come back on September 16th. And on that date, you're going to let me know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer. Do you understand? Yes, it's fine. You're welcome. Is there an issue with citizenship or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a citizen, Mr. Sanchez?
No.
Resident. All right. So have you spoken to an immigration attorney?
I have, well, I explained the situation concerning immigration.
All right. Do you need an immigration attorney appointed or no?
It will never hurt.
Well, that's either yes or no.
Yes.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you appoint an immigration attorney, please? All right, Ms. Ferguson is going to give you the name of an immigration attorney. Before you come back here on September 16th, you're going to need to speak to that immigration attorney. Do you understand? Yes. All right, and State, you've already turned over the CPS records?
Yes, Judge, and we turned in a protective order for you to sign today as well.
Okay, I believe I've already signed that. All right, if there's nothing else, get your reset form, and Ms. Ferguson, on that reset form, please place it there to speak to the immigration attorney. Yes?
I have an expert motion for your consideration.
Yeah, as for now, I will tell you, with regards to defense counsels having second chairs, I'll consider it, but it's for jury trial only.
Definitely, my view or opinion is that that's what this is saying.
All right, we'll talk about that at another date.
September
Let's see.
16th.
Yes, September 16th.
Okay.
Get a reset form from Ms. Ferguson.
Thank you.
All right, who's here on Philip Ibarra?
May I be excused?
Yes, you may be excused. Thank you. All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 6905, State of Texas versus Philip Ibarra. Could I have the state approach and announce for the record, please?
Marcus Sanders.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 11:25 a.m. Defense counsel is not here, and neither is the defendant. State.
Because we're asking that a bond be, that his bond be forfeited and a warrant issued.
That'll be granted. Please remain here. Court is calling 2022 CR 6828, State of Texas versus Alonzo Taylor. State,
Judge,
if you announce for the record.
oh, yeah, Marcus Sanders for the state.
All right, State. This hearing was scheduled, at 9 a.m. It is now 11:25 a.m. The defendant is not present and neither is defense counsel. State.
Judge, we're asking that his bond be forfeited and a warrant issued.
All right, that'll be granted. Court is calling 2021 CR 9571, State of Texas versus Aiden Silva. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Marcus Sanders.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 11:26 a.m. Defense counsel is not present and neither is the defendant. State,
We're asking that the defendant's bond be forfeited and a warrant issued.
that'll be granted. Court is calling 2021 CR 0253, State of Texas versus Michael Rosas. For the state,
Marcus Sanders.
where is he? Ah, you're late. Have a seat. Court is calling 2022 CR 6643, State of Texas versus Karen Munoz. For the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense.
Alberto Speller, Your Honor.
All right, your client is not present.
Yes, Judge, I received a call from her this morning. She advised me that she had COVID. She was requesting to get the results from her doctor. She advised a note, that's in the court to get this reset.
All right, state.
That we're asking that our bond be forfeited and a warrant issued.
All right, that'll be granted if your client is able to provide the court with a documentation of that, or you provide the court with that, the court will recall the warrant.
Thank you, Chris.
All right, you're welcome. Oh, that's it. Thank you. And everyone, the court is taking its break at noon.
Sure, he's like.
Just a moment. Okay.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you.
We have like cases. Jury day.
All right, these are all VX. All right, who are you all here for?
So Judge, we have a sentence from Bel Sanchez. The offer on the case, or what you were considering after the PSI, was 4 opposed.
Yes.
Then Mr. Ross approached me and said that his client has decided he doesn't want to apply for probation anymore.
Okay.
And he just wants to go for 2 years, which we don't have an objection to, and it is within the range you can consider.
Sure.
Do you need us to do new paperwork, or can we just do it?
No, we can just do it. All right, you're all ready?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 3837, State of Texas versus Esquivel Sanchez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Ryan Grimmer for the state of Texas.
for the defense?
John Ross, thanks, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Esquivel Sanchez?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're here for sentencing. You entered a plea on July 5th. And the court has been informed that you all wish to change your plea bargain agreement. Is that correct?
That's correct, Judge.
All right, if you all can just change it in the document and initial, please. Thank you. All right, Mr. Sanchez, it's the court's understanding that you decided to enter a plea bargain agreement with the state for 2 years in the prison. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. The court will follow your agreement, find you guilty, sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's a $500 fine, time and money will run concurrent. The state will take in consideration the following cause numbers: 2021 CR 3830, 2021 CR 3836, 2022 CR 4506. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
Okay.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, sir.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney, okay? All right, if there's nothing else, we'll go off the record. How old are you?
35.
All right, you're gonna have to start doing better. Otherwise, you're gonna find yourself in and out of somebody's jail and in and out of prison, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who's here on Reynaldo Esquivel? All right, if you all can come forward, please. Court is calling 2022 CR 6317A, State of Texas versus Reynaldo Esquivel. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Ryan Grimmer for the state of Texas.
for the defense?
Jerry Church.
And are you Mr. Esquivel? Defense, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all of the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
I gave your honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Esquivel, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We waive your honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Judge, I believe there's a number of counts on the indictment. We are proceeding on count 4 of the indictment. We'd be waiving all other counts.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand that in count 4, you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 1 to 4 grams. That's a 3rd-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent? Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, your honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, your honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
He is, your honor.
Mr. Esquivel, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Are you a U.S. citizen? Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial, showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it? According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on count 4, and they're asking that your punishment be assessed at 4 years in the prison, and they're taking in consideration 2022 CR 6209. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement? Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement? State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you are waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, have there been any such motions? Then to the offenses charged in count 4, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence.
Yes, Judge. State would offer State's Exhibit number 1.
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Esquivel, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we just ask you to follow the plea bargain.
All right, the court will find you guilty, sentence you to 4 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. Take in consideration 2022 CR 6209. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand? If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Excuse me, let me get this to you. Mr. Esquivel, what are your issues? No, because people would tell me you're the wrong person, right? So if you don't have any issues, you either need to start choosing your friends better. Otherwise, what's going to end up happening is we're going to see you back and forth at the Bexar County Jail or at the prison. You understand? How old are you? If you have a drug or alcohol problem or something else is going on with your life, there are plenty of free places to take care of that, okay? All right, good luck to you. You're welcome. Who's here on Garcia? Gregory Garcia. Gregory Garcia. Who's your, okay. Where's your client? Come up, please. Court is calling 2022 CR 3543, State of Texas versus Gregory Garcia. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Ryan Grover for the State of Texas.
For the defense? And are you Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, counsel, I'm showing you what's entitled discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
So,
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Garcia, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
we do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Garcia, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with criminal mischief, 2,500 to 30,000 as a state jail felony? The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes,
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe it does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Please, currently,
And do you believe he was legally sane at the time of the offense?
believe he was, I wasn't there.
All right, Mr. Garcia, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. I'm going to show you the plea bargain agreement. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 10 months in the state jail facility, and there's a $500 fine. Did you understand that to be the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the agreement?
It is. Your
State, is that the agreement?
It is, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there been any such motions? Then to the offense is charged and the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
Yes, Judge. State would offer State's Exhibit number 1.
Any objections? Mr. Garcia, I'm showing you what's entitled wavering consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will sentence you to 10 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. There's a $500 fine, time and money to run concurrent. Showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. How old are you?
I'm 27.
What are you doing picking up brooms and destroying signs? Brooms are for sweeping.
That was the accusation, ma'am.
Well, you pled to, do you want a jury trial? I'll give you one. We can have one scheduled for you tomorrow.
Just the fact that there's no evidence, or there's no the video evidence. I'm sorry.
No, here's the thing. Just because something doesn't happen on video doesn't mean it didn't happen. I know that young people are used to reality TV and they think that, you know, hey, did I eat a sandwich? Well, it wasn't filmed, so I must not have eaten that sandwich. You ate the sandwich. Okay.
No, ma'am. I'm fine. Just the way I signed.
Here's the thing, though. Don't go around damaging property, because people work hard for property. They don't like people who damage it.
Yes.
If you want to take a broom next time, take a broom and sweep your mom's house. Okay.
You got it. Honor.
All right. Good luck to you. I don't want to see you back here.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Who is here on Dion Marquise Johnson?
Your Honor. Then sit down.
All right, so where are we on this case?
Right here.
Right here in the well of the court? Weren't you just here?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, you got to put the file up to me. So where are we?
The state is going to do one for the make a final offer.
All right. Is there any discovery issue?
No.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset? All right, so we're gonna come back on September 30th. At that time, the state will make an offer.
Thank you.
And then after that, I'll give you a plea deadline
Ms.
date.
Pollard, before you go.
I'll just get the reset form.
Can I have your bar number? Yeah, it's 2410-8249.
And Ms. Ferguson, can you speak with Mr. Porter about that other case? All right, thank you. All right, who's here on Michael Rosas? Why does this case keep coming up and the attorney's not here? I did, I asked for it. I'm like, give it to me. No, he answered and then his attorney wasn't here. So. Yes, and so I didn't issue a BF on that one, so I'm just waiting for his attorney. Who's here on Manuel De Leo? All right, please come forward. All right, where are we on this case?
The state, there's some discovery that I'm looking, so they're gonna be requesting that discovery, some videos and future work.
Videos and police reports. All right, Ms. Fergus, can I have a 30-day reset on Deleo? All right, we're gonna come back on September 27th, and at that time, the state is to have the discovery for your attorney, okay? All right, you're welcome. Yes. Who's here on Jonathan Aguilar? Good morning. You've been waiting here, but I hadn't received a file. I'm like,
I am, Judge, and he's in custody, but I think there's some issue with the holding cell, so he hasn't been able to be brought up yet.
ah, okay,
So I just wanted to see if maybe I could just make an announcement rather than waiting until this afternoon.
okay. So how's the baby? Did you pass out?
I did not, no.
Do I need to put you under oath?
No.
We have a bit right here.
Oh,
Right here.
Okay.
he's here. Look, you answered. You called his name 3 times and he appeared.
If you let me meet with him, just really quick, Judge,
Sure.
and then I'll make the announcement.
All right.
Signature.
All right, who's here on Melissa Carlson?
I am, Judge.
And where is Melissa Carlson?
She's right here, Judge.
All right, come forward. Norma, what page is Carlson? Ah, there she is. All right, so what is happening with this case?
So to let the court know, so she was actually set for a first trial setting last week. I had a vacation letter on file, Tom Lesser, it's court appointed, so there's a little bit of, I didn't want to put my notice in while I was on vacation and have her in front of the court. So now my notice is like in the e-file, it'll be on there today. I've already spoken to Todd, so Todd kind of knows. I've talked to the DA, because it's such a new case, it's a first setting case. They do not have a file right now. It's in this transition phase, so there's no file here today.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, we call Carlson for 30 days.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome.
Maybe be excused.
After you sign the reset form. Sorry. Aisha Nixon. Nixon. All right, first things first, why were you late for court?
On the app, I get emails through my app for the calendar. And I guess my time either said Eastern or Central, whatever time is off. So it's like an hour behind.
If you're late again, you're gonna be taken into custody and you'll be brought over in blue,
I understand.
which would be dressed appropriately for court. I don't allow people to come into court wearing t-shirts.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I've had clients before. Jeans are fine as long as they're not the jeans with all the cutouts in, which I don't understand why people pay full price for that when you're missing material. But I don't allow t-shirts. All right, so it can be any other type of top, but you're in court. All right, I'm gonna note that you were late for court. If you're late again, there's gonna be an issue. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, where are we on this case?
Your Honor, this is our first, I believe our first trial setting, and this is the last felony pending. She has 4 misdemeanors out of county court 11. We were just there on Friday. We have an agreement with the state that if she does a plea within the next 2 weeks on the cases downstairs, that the state will dismiss this remaining felony.
Are y'all accepting that plea?
Yes.
Y'all accepting it now because her tattoo says NOW. What does that stand for? Time, what? The time is now?
Yeah, it's how to make it better to see.
Except not being in court on time. You know, if you're gonna have now tattooed on there, you gotta be on time. So when is her misdemeanor court set?
So Your Honor, it was set for the 29th because we just dealt with some issues on Friday. But I have contacted the coordinator. She will get us a date within the next 2 weeks and we're gonna move it up. But she's in docket right now. So she said she would get me a date. I've asked if we get 3 weeks for a reset here so that that gives us 2 weeks to finalize.
Which court is this out of the
11.
misdemeanor? Who's 11?
So Nancy.
All right. Yeah, he'll be able to handle this in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Can I have a recall for 2 weeks? All right, September 16th, 9 a.m. The only way you're not here at 9 a.m. is if you're doing a plea and misdemeanor court. Otherwise, 9 a.m.
Did you? Did you?
Yes.
We will have a set.
Victoria Mesquias.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. What's happening with this case? Mesquias, you need to come forward.
We applied for PTV and we turned it in this morning.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a PTD date, please? All right, get a reset form for Ms. Ferguson.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, who's here on John Henry Bueno? Bueno? Where's Bueno? Come up. Are you all ready to proceed? All right, the court is calling 2020 CR 8206, State of Texas versus John Bueno. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Clint Malloy for the state, Your Honor.
for the defense?
Mr. Bueno.
And are you John Bueno? I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision and states motion to supplement pending motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke probation. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Are you the same John Henry Bueno who's placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 8206 for the offense of attempted online solicitation of a minor sexual conduct on September 8, 2021 for a period of 3 years? Is that you? Sorry?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Your Honor, we will be proceeding on violated condition number 14B of the, I guess, the original motion to enter adjudication. And that is on or about the 12th day of April, 2022 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, John Henry Bueno, failed to comply with the instructions of Lone Star Offender Treatment Program his court-ordered sex offender treatment program and that the defendant, one, failed to attend scheduled meeting on March 21st, 2022, March 28th, 2022, April 4th, 2022. Two, failed to make prompt payment of counseling fees. Three, failed to progress toward reasonable treatment goals in violation of condition number 14B.
How do you plead to that? True or not true? State?
Your Honor, we have an agreement.
Oh, any, as to the other.
We'll waive
allegations?
the remaining violations. this
Any
time.
objections? Did you understand by pleading true to violation 14B, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation 14B?
Yes.
Court will find violation of 14B true. Is there an agreement?
There is an agreement, Your Honor. Of course, subject to the court's approval, we're asking the court to deny the motion to continue the defendant on deferred adjudication, to alter and amend his conditions to include the state ISF cognitive track.
Are they going to accept him?
It's case by case basis.
All right, so what are we going to do if they don't accept him based upon the offense?
Suppose I could reconvene with Mr. Acevedo and come up with some type of alternative to address the issue, Your Honor.
All right, we'll do, well, we're gonna do state ISF cognitive. If not accepted, he's to re-enroll in Lone Star. And that is to be done no later than 2 weeks from your release. Do you understand? So. Let me see. So if you're not accepted into cognitive, I'm gonna give you a little extra time. You need to re-enroll by September 9th. You understand?
Yes.
And then, of course, if you are accepted into cognitive, once you're released, you need to immediately enroll into Lone Star. You understand?
Yes.
All right, is there anything else from either side?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing from the bench, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Bueno, you know what you need to start thinking about from here on out?
Yes, ma'am.
Every decision you make or something that you don't do, you need to ask yourself, is this something that could result in me potentially going to prison for 10 years? Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You too.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes. Thank you. Hi, have a good one. Jonathan Aguilar?
Yes, Judge.
Yes. You ready?
We're ready. Yeah.
All right, where are we on Mr. Aguilar's case?
Judge, this is our first setting. He was indicted last month. I've spoken with the state and we would ask if we can have a regular reset on this.
Okay.
They're requesting a little bit of time to reach out to the complaining witness. And I've already met with my client, but I'd like to meet with him again to go over some of the evidence and some of the possibilities.
All right, Ms. Fergus, can I have a 30-day reset on Mr. Aguilar? All right, and state, will you be ready to make an offer at that time?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so we're going to come back on September 29th, and the state will make an offer for you at that time. You understand?
That's right.
All right, and Nathaniel, we're off the record. Nathaniel, you're looking well rested.
I am. I don't feel like it. I think I'm going on.
How much sleep are you getting?
4 hours maybe.
All right, well, I'm glad you didn't pass out. I'm going to take you at your word on that since you're an officer of the court.
Yeah.
We may still need to ask your wife, though. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Okay. Norma, do you see? There he is. Yes, I did. And that was for the 29th, correct? All right, Jason Galfo. Where's Jason Galfo? Come up, please.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. So what is happening with Mr. Galfo?
Well,
I have to tell the court that my client was late, but it was my fault. I had put on him for Zoom and I gave him very last minute instructions to go to the court, so I'm hoping the court will admonish me. It won't
You
happen
need
again.
to see. See, I went there. All right, so where are we on his cases?
Judge, I have confirmed they're going to be reviewing them, and sending me an email, hoping to, we're going back and forth. That's a few things that I had issue with, the prosecutor's going to look at.
All right, so State, were you prepared to make an offer today or no?
Your Honor, I did want to investigate what Ms. Corley was talking about. Just to
All right,
figure
Ms.
out.
Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Galfo, please? All right, we're gonna come back on the 29th as a regular reset. Just get the reset form from Ms. Ferguson and then you're excused.
9:29, Judge.
Yes,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes. Yes. All right, I still haven't had a chance to watch, but I'm gonna make it happen. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna wait till the end. Okay. All right, thanks, will do. All right, who's here on Ayanna Smith?
I'm right here.
All right, who's the attorney?
We're doing paperwork on it, but I
Okay.
think we're not gonna get it. She's gonna come back at 1:30 and I think
Okay.
we have an agreement.
All right, thank you. Who's here on Michael Rosas? All right. We'll see that at 1:30. Victoria Mesquisas. Okay, I just got this back. All right, thanks. That one's done. Tommy Coker. Hello. What is happening on this case?
Morning, Your Honor. I'm
Yep.
on behalf of Mary Peter Zach.
All right, and where's your client?
Coker is right there.
Why are people not coming forward? Mr. Coker? His plea deadline date was April 19th, so is there a plea being entered today?
No, Your Honor. It was wanting this one to go to trial.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date on Coker. And let me see, are we scheduled today for jury trial? Let me look. State, how many witnesses would you have on Mr. Coker for jury trial? It's a burglary of a building.
I would say probably less than 5.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, you put this for the week of September 5th for jury trial? So is that the 6th? All right, you're coming back on September 6th. That's your jury trial date. The court will not accept any plea bargain agreements. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
They'll give you a reset form. Richard Ortiz.
That one is mine.
Okay, where's Richard Ortiz?
He was an inmate, and he just got taken back. They've unable to locate their folder for the client, but we could get them back at 1:30.
Okay, all right, we'll see you back at 1:30.
Thank you.
All right, the court is going in recess. I don't have any other files where people are ready. So we're gonna come back at 1:30.